Good morning, friends. It's Kate from Venison for Dinner, and it's a mama's milking the cow sort of morning. So we're getting ready to head out and do chores, which involves a lot of bundling up when you live in northern British Columbia, Canada.
The grain that we got, that it smells very, very different. You want to make this?
Oh, Jessa. Did you really have to? Is it frozen into the ground there?
Yeah, and the hinges to be frost.
It's been above freezing for days, and this morning it's minus 10 Celsius, so about 12 Fahrenheit, but it's been warm and raining for days, so everything is now frozen to the ground. The cows don't always get grain, but right now they're getting a local grown barley mix because they need some extra calories in cold weather. I dumped a bit of the grain here to distract them. Otherwise they're very pushy at the trough. Hello, you. This is the fun part where you have to separate the calves again. Sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they do not. That milk went into the fridge, but then I realized that I was going to get some milk freeze drying. So while lunch was warming up, I decided to head to the basement and get going on that. I'm going to grab some older milk from the fridge because I want to skim the cream off before I freeze dry it. Freeze-dried cream is more likely to go rancid faster, and I've had a bad experience with that, so I just freeze dry skim milk and I save the cream for making other fun things like ice cream and sour cream. I find it easier and less messy to pre-freeze the trays. You can fit more milk per tray if you lay them out and freeze the milk in it versus trying to fill it while the trays are in the freeze dryer, because you can't move those trays with liquid milk in them unless you only had a little bit of milk. So when I do it this way, I can fit 5 cups of milk per tray, meaning I can freeze dry 5 liters or 5 quarts of milk in my medium size Harvest Right freeze dryer per batch, which ends up as 6 cups of powdered dried milk. as is the problem when your basement is all your workshop, I need to get into this, and there's a drawer getting fixed because either they don't make drawers like they used to, or 5 kids is pretty hard on things. We have fixed multiple drawers in this house. We have been in this house 6 years in June. See how it changes color? Isn't that crazy? The cream is still a lot darker, but we're only doing skim milk.
School project? Put your head here,
So I've got the trays of freeze-dried milk. Let me show you these, they're pretty cool. So it actually finished yesterday evening and I didn't feel like dealing with it. So when it's done, it reverts to a deep freeze to preserve things. And then you can leave it there for days. I've done it. But before you open up the freeze dryer, because it hasn't been under vacuum for a while, it's not sealed anymore. You don't have to crack the vent in order to open it up. But you do need to warm the trays, because when something is so cold and you take it out, it will start absorbing the moisture from the room and you will ruin your freeze-dried product. So I warmed it up, and as you can see, it no longer fits the tray. Pretty crazy. And then we took it out, and now, because I want this to dissolve really nicely, if I was just using this in baking, I would just crunch it up and put it in a container. But I want to make hot chocolate powder, so we're going to do this in the food processor. It's got the funnest texture. I know some people wear gloves when they handle their freeze-dried things. Maybe if I was an extreme prepper doing this for 25-year storage, I would. But honestly, I don't really wear gloves for anything in my kitchen. Wash your hands well. If I'm really concerned, I take off my watch and my rings. But really, just wash your hands, friends. So while I freeze dry all the time, it's not something I share on YouTube much, but I'm part of a Freeze Dried February collaboration of other YouTubers, and it's organized by Angela, the Inquisitive Farmwife. She's the host. There's a grand giveaway March 6th, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on her channel. I'm going to list all the giveaway items. There's so many neat prizes, and there's also a pile of people who are participating. So I'm going to link the playlist where you can find all those, as well as the individual people who are posting as well, so you can find them all. I did 2 trays, blitzed it down, and then shoved in the next 2 trays, blitzed it down, and I got about 6 cups of freeze-dried milk out of this. I then added in about 4 cups of cane sugar, and friends, I usually use coconut sugar, and somehow my brain went to cane sugar, so this is sweeter than I like, but the kids are stoked. And I made sure to do the cane sugar and the milk together first really well, so that the cane sugar becomes more like a powdered sugar, because that is what will dissolve better. And then after that, we added in, I use raw cacao. It doesn't cost any more than buying other organic cocoa powders, and I buy it bulk from Organic Matters. It's really well priced. It's rich, it's full of antioxidants. It's a health food, friends. So raw milk, raw cacao, it's basically a health food drink, right? It's what we tell ourselves anyways. So just know that I normally do use coconut sugar, and I use the same amount of coconut sugar. I did about 3 or 4 cups of cocoa powder. I can't quite remember now. And I did 2 teaspoons of salt, because some salt always helps things. I had lots of helpers. They just love to help, even when it's not always a lot of help. But they have fun, and one day they'll be able to do this on their own, and it'll be awesome. The powder, I mean, I don't really know what to tell you about the powder. It looks how it looks, friends. You got to add a lot of it to your cup though, because remember, you're also replacing the milk. To do an actual measurement and write it on the side of this container so that my big kids know how much per mug, but at this point everybody just does it by taste. So we do it with hot water. I do half hot water, and then we top it up with cold water to cool it down. Were you just eating it? He's got a spoon. Bit more in yours?
I like your chocolate. And Dad's. I like yours.
Thanks for joining us, friends. If you enjoyed my video, maybe you're new to this channel because of the freeze-dried collaboration. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any more of my videos. And commenting and liking the video is a great way to help out creators that you like, to encourage YouTube to show their channel to more people. So if you like milk cows and cooking from scratch, and hey, it's almost garden season coming, make sure you follow along. Have a lovely day, friends.